Okay. Hi, I'm Scott Forcino, an associate broker with eXp Realty, and I'm very fortunate enough to have Tom Mancuso from Nexa Mortgage with us. Today kicks off Tom's video interview series that is contained within his own local business development platform. We're really pleased to have him here and learn a little bit about who Tom is, how he does his business, what he offers clients, and who's great for him to work with. So, Tom, welcome aboard, and very nice to see you this morning.
Good. Thank you. Good morning. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So tell me about you and Nexa. How long have you been working with them, and what do you think are great opportunities for clients and referral partners of yours?
Yeah, so just a little background. I spent many years, 14 years in automotive finance in my early 20s and into my 30s. And then unfortunately had a little bit of a life change with a tragic motorcycle accident. But then about 3 years ago, got into the mortgage business. I've always loved finance. I've always loved people, just really helping others. Started at a very small brokerage, kind of like a mom and pop brokerage, but just had like a thirst for knowledge. Just wanted to. I really kind of felt that I had an opportunity to get in this business in my younger years and just couldn't capitalize on that ability. And so it was kind of like off to the races. I wanted to learn as much as possible, as fast as possible, help as many clients as possible, while at the same time, not sacrificing service, not sacrificing like care of the client. I always remember what we do. It deals with people's homes, realtors, loan officers. This is not a TV at Walmart. This is something serious. Even a car. This is not a Yukon. This is the roof over a family's head. And so I always want to remember that seriousness and always want to take care of my clients like that. It's definitely a trade-off, right? I want to do as many loans as possible, but I don't want to sacrifice service and the quality of treatment that I provide for clients. And so I found my way to Nexa about 5 months after becoming a loan officer. And it was great. It was a wonderful platform, plenty of options, 150 lenders. We can pretty much do any type of loan, everything from, normal agency loans, conventional agency loans to reverse mortgages, home equity lines of credit, commercial loans. But I'll be honest with you. I don't like to dabble in a lot of that stuff. I like to stay in my lane. I like to work on what I'm good at and stay with those things. So normal, agency loans, conventional FHA, VA, definitely some investment properties. A lot of my customers, on their primary homes, I've encouraged them to branch out and maybe, expand their real estate owned and look into investment properties. As you know, Scott, probably better than most, wealth is tremendously created in this country by real estate and by properties that families own. And so I want to encourage that. Obviously there's lots of ways to help build wealth for your family, but real estate typically is one of the easiest ways. It's over 80% of a family's wealth is generated in this country over real estate and the properties that they own. And so I want to encourage customers for that. But at the same time, I don't need to price gouge customers. I don't need to treat them like numbers. I need to treat them like people. It's ultimately the people that make this business the most amazing. So when I meet referral partners, professionals, whether they're real estate agents, insurance agents, money managers, investment managers, all of these things are important to me. But it's important for me to remember that we're all people, right? I mean, even my customers are some of my best referral partners. This morning, I got my 32nd referral from a customer. 25 months ago, I closed the father's loan. And since that initial loan, that family has given me 32 referrals.
I mean, Tom, that's unheard of, 32.
Yep.
Are these just their contacts? These are the people that they are in touch with?
So father, amazing family. Father retired from the Army and joined the Air Force. And so I come from a family with a large military background. My grandfather served in the Army. He was in World War II, lost his hearing as an artillery cannon operator. My father served in Vietnam in the Navy. That was a very important part of my childhood. My grandfather immigrated to this country and from Italy and felt that the way to make this country his own was to serve this country, and ultimately would give up his ability to hear for the rest of his life after his service in this country, and he never regretted that. Was married to my grandmother, for almost 70 years, and never, never heard her voice after his 20s. And so that really impacted me. It really taught me a lot about, love for your country, love for your community, wanting to do what you can to help support your community. And so this veteran, man, just what an American hero, retires from one branch of the military after 20 years and then joins another branch of the military. His son serves. And so I never treated them, like they were worth a paycheck. I never treated them. The father's initial loan was like $93,000. It was a very cheap loan. A lot of loan officers told me I was wasting my time because it wasn't a big loan. And that didn't matter to me. It mattered to me about that family. It mattered to me about helping, treat someone the way they deserve to be treated. And obviously not focusing on the paycheck initially is what helps us in the long run, right? And so just other family members, other people that serve with them on the Air Force Base here in Tucson, Arizona, they're just great advocates. But again, it's because of the way I treated them. It's not because I gave them such a great deal. I, of course, did give them a good deal, but I give all my customers a good deal. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't need to price gouge someone to be successful or provide for my family. And so it really is just that treatment. You treat people the way they deserve to be treated.
I think it's, as we all know, a people business. I mean, you're selling, whether it's financing or realtors assist people in finding the proper home or selling their former family home. I mean, there's really, to me, two kinds of people in here: the people you serve, and like you are with mortgage loan financing, and then the people that you work with. And that's really, they really play off each other, I find, where the people have been fantastic referral sources to me and from me, were people you believe in, people that you respect their referral, you respect their introduction, and you respect what I call familiarity. If someone knows Tom and you make the referral to a tradesman, a plumber, electrician, or a financial planner, or even something outside the field, I bet you if I moved to your area, said, listen, I like your haircut. Who cuts your hair? I need a chiropractor. I need a jeweler. Valentine's is coming. You'd let me know, and I don't need to shop around. I'm not a shopper. I would trust that judgment. And it really comes from being proficient, I think, in your field and being willing to share your opportunity. Now, you're a lender. You're not showing people homes. You're not inspecting homes. You're not insuring homes. So I'm sure you have your team that gets it done. I mean, you can't do it alone.
Yeah, and that's something I just kind of live my life by, right? Like I'm the type of person, if I'm looking at using a service or a company for something for my family, I look at reviews. Like I want to, kind of do a little bit of research on them. Just because they have the best price or just because they call me back the fastest doesn't mean they're going to be the best company for me to use. I want to hear feedback from other consumers. I want to hear, what people have experienced with those providers or those companies. And so, yeah, I think it's you want to talk with people who have first-hand experience. You want to get like-minded individuals, like the referral partners that I deal with. I want them to be experts in their field, but most importantly, I want them to care about the people that they're serving. I want them to care about the families that they're helping. No one knows everything, so I don't need the realtor or even me as a loan officer. I don't want to know everything. I want to know where to find the information I may not have, but also at the same time, I want to remember if somebody asks me something I don't know, I just want to be honest. I'll tell them, I don't know. There's been a lot of changes or, the market's shifted. Let me find out. We have 147 lenders. A lot of them have different policies or guidelines. I would never know everything, especially because it changes constantly, right? COVID, like a lot of things got flipped upside down with COVID. And I was like, wow, people have been doing this for 30 years. Then COVID hit. I was like, everything got turned upside down. So now I pretty much had the same experience level as these people because we had to learn all this.
Right. All in the same spot.
Yeah.
What do you tell? A first-time home buyer, if you come across someone or referred maybe a first-time home buyer or someone who's looking to downsize or someone with maybe self-employed. I know those are all different situations. Retirees or young kids starting out or, people that place?
I recently heard someone tell me another professional, another mortgage broker owns an awesome brokerage in California. We were at an event last weekend, and he said, bottom line is we're basically educators. We do provide a service for consumers, but at the end of the day, it's our job, even if they don't do business with us, to just educate them on the field. I talked to not a first-time home buyer yesterday, actually from the same family, the 32nd referral, and it's the sister of my customer and her husband, and they bought a house about a year ago, but they're upgrading. They're getting to a better neighborhood, getting a little bigger house. Their family's expanding. The husband is a police officer, and so I educate them on the process, and I do want them to shop, but I ask them to start asking questions of the other lenders. And like yesterday, they're getting told an interest rate. They're not getting provided legal documents or a loan estimate to show the interest rate and all the fees. And so I encourage her to ask for that for the lender. I provide mine. And she sends me the other lenders, and we're on the phone, and they were quoting an FHA loan where I'm quoting a conventional loan. They're quoting an FHA loan with 20% down, but still paying upfront mortgage insurance, still paying monthly mortgage insurance, because they're trying to advertise that interest rate. They're trying to close that customer on the interest rate when it's not what's best for the consumer. And like, look, I don't care if you do business with me. I just want you to be educated about the process, things to ask, things to know. You need to get these things out of anyone that you're talking about doing business with. So really it comes down to educating people on the process. If you're self-employed, let me explain to you how proving self-employed income works. Scott, you probably know, like, our business is technology is really kind of taken over our business, right? Just because we don't meet face to face the consumer, doesn't mean we can't do Zoom. Doesn't mean we can't go over the documents line by line. I like to use Loom. When I disclose a loan estimate and a loan to a consumer, I do a quick Loom video, go over all the fees. And just because I see them every day, 20 times a day, my customers don't. The average consumer buys a home every 5 to 7 years. The average consumer stays in an existing
just a few
home.
times.
Yeah, which is like 32 every 3 years or so. People get a new mortgage on average. There's a lot, even 3 years, a lot of guidelines, policies can change. I get customers, I'm sure, Scott, you've heard this. I get customers ask me, hey, send me the good faith estimate. I'm like, oh, we don't do those anymore. Some things have changed, since
That
the good
much.
faith estimate.
Plus, I mean, listen, this is an emotionally charged transaction. I tell people this is a sophisticated financial and a complicated legal transaction. Your head isn't right when you're doing this. Your heads are spinning. I have clients my entire life. They're sitting at the closing table signing a bunch of docs. They'd sign their life away if it was in front of them. They just want to get back to the house and have the pizza party. And the sellers want to leave with the check. This is, no one can comprehend anything. Rely on the professionals like yourself. I mean, they're like doctors. We can't do it for us. You have to do it for us, please.
Yeah, and that's just it, right? Like, when I was going over the video this morning about the loan estimate for that consumer, I'm telling them, look, here at the end of the day, what I do encourage you to do is you send them my loan estimate. I have nothing to hide, but I also encourage you to get their best offer and compare it with my best offer, and just compare it side to side. They don't need mine to give you their best offer. Why would they need mine to give you their best offer? I don't need theirs, because my numbers are just my numbers. At the same time, if you're already having trust concerns, if you're already having some issues trusting them, or you think there's some trust issues because they're quoting you an FHA loan versus a conventional loan, is this the company that you want to trust your family shelter with? Like, this family in particular, they're selling their current house and they're going to close on the new house. If something falls through at the new house, they would be homeless. A police officer, a man that swears every day to take a bullet for me and my family, or any family in that city, they're going to possibly be homeless because somebody's trying to trick them or make more money off them. Like, that's the world we live in. And I'm not saying that these people are bad people for that. I have my own thoughts on that. But like, we have to trust people, we do business with. Like you said, you go to a doctor's office, we don't know medical stuff, right? Like my wife went to school for 8 years to become a doctor. I don't know half of that stuff. But I do know how I feel and what's important to me. And I want a doctor I can trust and believe in. I want to be that professional for others. I don't need every real estate agent in the state of Arizona to work with me. I want the ones who work best for their consumer. I want them to work with me. I want an opportunity to work with them. I want to help them provide a better service for their clients. And that's the most important thing, whether it's consumer direct or with these referral partners, whether it's the plumber or the guy replacing my roof, they all talk to homeowners every day. My best referral partner is that family because they talk to homeowners every day. And they give, Scott, exactly like you said, they give firsthand experience. They give what they've experienced. That's the best possible review, is not numbers, is how someone made you feel. Like you said, it's an emotional transaction. It should be. It's such an important thing. We need to trust our gut on stuff like that.
Yeah, that's most important. There's such far-reaching implications of buying and selling. It's where the kids go to school, and they are. I think people give referrals because they really want to look good. If that family that you served refers 32 or 35 people, let's turn it on them a minute. They want to be seen as a resource for their gang. They want to be one of the influential. They want to say, listen, you need an Italian restaurant? Here's where you go. You want a good painter for the house? There's where you go. People don't really appreciate always that giving good referrals raises an individual's stature in their own organization, that they're connected, that they have your back, and then you are safe if you follow their lead. I mean, when you recommend a restaurant, you say, wow, that place is unbelievable. You don't get paid for it, but you want to show that you are capable of being a discerning consumer. And it'll bring a smile to your face if they go there and say, wow, what a great show. What a great night. What a great time out. Really great service, really great, performance, whatever it is. You don't want to be stuck with the dud where that really was not good. And that's just a meal out, but a lender or a realtor that finds you something who can negotiate on your behalf. I want to touch one thing that, I'm sure you've been proficient at, and it's reflective of all the markets, is really hard for buyers to get their offers accepted. I mean, is there a way that you have a dialogue with your current agent referral partners where you can have their clients' offers accepted, maybe stand out and distinguish themselves from other offers?
Yeah, so let's go back to those Loom videos, right? So I encourage all loan officers. Like I have a branch in Peoria, Arizona. We have 7 loan officers that work here. I encourage all of them. When your client's going to make an offer, reach out to the listing agent. Try to speak with the listing agent. Obviously, with COVID and the real estate market's just on fire, so everybody's super busy, and every offer, at least in Arizona, has got 20, 30 offers on it. So not a lot of listing agents are taking calls on offers. So I thought, okay, how can I pivot? How can I make this still get the personalized contact? How can I do that, in this market? And so my thought was, I'll send Loom videos to the listing agent. I'll go over the pre-qualification. Arizona has a standard pre-qual form. So if I write the nicest letter and show all my reviews, they're probably not even going to look at it. They're looking for that Arizona state form. That's a pre-qualification letter. That's what they're looking at. But again, like Scott, we're talking about this. I want them to look past the numbers. Just because somebody offers the most amount of money for a home doesn't mean it's going to close, doesn't mean it's going to close on time. All of these things matter. And so I send a Loom video. I go over the pre-qualification, but then I talk about the consumer. I talk about the family that they're helping. Especially I do 46% of my business is VA loans. Again, providing for the men and women that serve this country is very important to me. It's my opportunity to serve those that serve this country. They earn their benefit. And so I want to do them due diligence. So I do videos. There's a lot of stereotypes and misunderstandings about VA loans, appraisals, or I go to real estate, realtor educational forums like Lunch and Learns, where some realtors think a VA loan still goes to the VA for underwriting approval. That's just not the case. They think that maybe VA loans, the average consumer does not have reserves or assets or funds. That's why they want to do a zero down loan. Maricopa County last year alone, 28% of borrowers put money down on a VA loan, a zero down loan. They put money down. The average credit score last year was 721 points.
Wow.
For a
Big deal.
VA loan in Arizona, Maricopa County. All these things are not really known. But again, it's one thing me saying it. It's another thing on a Loom video, me going over the prequel, then showing the data. We also compiled data last year that a VA loan closes at 5.67% higher than a conventional loan. Well, reasons why: there's no minimum credit score, there's no maximum DTI. So there's all these things on a VA loan that makes it such a better opportunity, a better program. But ultimately, I think the biggest thing, because there's a lot of people that say these things, but I think the biggest thing is the realtor and hopefully the customer sees me, sees the seriousness that I feel about the transaction, sees how sincere I am about helping these families, how sincere that I am about understanding the seller as a family also. Like, this is not just a one-way transaction. Typically, people selling a home or buying another one or doing something with the sale. So I want that to come across too, that I understand the seriousness of that. And then obviously executing, right? None of this does any good if I talk a good game, but then can't deliver. So executing is very important, making sure that I let them know this is my lifeline. You need something, you call, text, or email me 7 days a week. I will get back to you. I'm up early. If you call me at 11 o'clock at night, I'm probably not going to answer. But at 5 in the morning, I'm going to be looking at that message or that email, and I will respond when appropriate. All of these things are very important. Sometimes in this transaction, we kind of feel blindfolded, right? We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Our consumers, Scott, like you said, like they don't know this process. So I want everyone to feel comfortable. And if they don't know something, I want them to have the ability to ask me. It doesn't matter who it is. And I've been obviously, things have certainly worked out with those things. And I encourage as many professionals as possible to do those things, because it's so much more than just the dollars and cents. It's the care and the treatment that we provide for our consumers and our families that matters.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I think you are a quality. I've been watching you for most of the last year plus, a quality mortgage professional, and I have the eye for it because I've done this for quite a while. I love your contribution. I love you are coming from a place of giving and not necessarily taking. I mean, I think that this video series gives us a great chance to learn more about you. It's a great chance for your agent referral partners to see the best side of you, context to learn more about you, and then further when we anticipate you'll be doing this with their agents, they'll be honored to experience a co-branded platform within their own local business platform that you'll offer. So we're here. We're going to do about 20-24 of these a year. Gives people a great chance to get as close as they can to you without getting in your office and learn everything they can. And I thank you. We're going to push this into a local meeting where your contacts and agent referral partners will be able to gain from it as well. And thanks very much, Tom. Look forward to the next time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's awesome. Thank you very much for your help.